all about who inspires you. That dude that slapped Chappelle says he was inspired by the Will Smith slap.
Says he
Okay.
was.
He was. He was.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like a thing now. People are just coming on stage,
They're
which
getting a
is
little comfortable.
yeah, I'm not a fan. Not
Is it a
it's
thing
someone who,
now? Is it?
well, I mean, it's happened twice now recently
Hmm.
to very high profile comedians. And, on all things, you just kind of worry about copycats. And I cannot communicate to you just how bad slash non-existent comedy club security is.
Right.
I mean, it is just you. I mean, a lot of the time it's another comic. He just has a security jacket on. That's all. That's security. And so, there is I don't know. There's hecklers are a thing you always deal with, but you're like, oh, are people gonna get comfortable coming up here now? Ooh,
And what do
You
you
know
do?
what?
Like,
We have heard of not people as famous, but on our show, people have said they've gotten punched. Somebody came up to
yeah,
threaten them on the stage. There are people who have gone on stage a lot less so on a Broadway play.
right, right.
But it has been done. There's nothing to stop it except to teach people what stand up is. It's a show. They're not talking to you. That's the
Yeah,
thing. Everyone thinks
you're
that, like,
being used and they don't
yes.
even respect you and they can't see your eyes. They hate you. Just remember that and stay calm.
There's a script, I think, like, because comedians are talking like, hey, I just broke up with my girlfriend yesterday, but it was really 2 years ago. They're just telling the story like
right.
Broadway does. Sit in your seat.
Yeah, I think it's a social media thing, and that we all deserve opinions in this world. We all have an opportunity. We all deserve an opportunity to share them. However, when you're the audience member of a comedy club, that's not the time for that. But they feel empowered to do so. Well, he's saying a thing that I disagree with. So like, yeah, you got to do like 10 years of open mics to get up here. Sorry.
Yeah, but after
Sorry,
10
buddy.
years, do you promise you'll be at my show? You know what I mean? Like, there's no way
Yeah.
you can
Yeah.
ensure me that you're going to hear my side back.
But
Yeah,
I hear you on
they-
the social media thing, but hecklers have always been there. People have always spoken
Yeah.
back to comedians specifically. So everyone still wants it. It really is like,
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you. I'm putting
Yeah.
on a show. You shouldn't be talking back to me. Remember, like the throwing tomatoes was.
Yeah. Yeah. Crowd reactions and interactions are an occupational hazard. We can complain about them, but they will never go away. Getting on stage is a totally different thing. That's like, now it's a safety issue. Now there's a line that has been crossed there. Especially when when they're being attacked, it's a totally different animal altogether.
How much have you thought about it happening to you? I literally do a stand-up show a year, so it hardly ever happens. But I'm thinking now, like, what do I do if someone really tries to get on stage? Will the
Yeah.
whole crowd understand if I just knock you out first? Or I guess I have to wait until you swing at me, right? What do I do?
I think a crowd, I think I personally, my ego says, okay, let's just fight this person. Let's just, I'll just tackle him first. You can't tackle me if I tackle you first. Let's go back to
Right.
high school wrestling days. But in reality is, if somebody got on stage and security did not immediately come get involved, I think I would just get off stage and end the show, because there's nothing coming from that's going to be beneficial.
But are you a
like
good fighter? Have you ever been in a fight?
I've been in fights, but I don't need to. I don't need to fight a person. I don't know if they have a weapon. I don't know what their intention is if they're going on stage. I have a wife. I have kids. There's no. That's what I'm saying. I have no motive to be like, let me knock this guy out and show him who's in charge.
I understand that, because that would never be my response. Really, it never has been. I don't think I've ever really hit anyone, but it's just not my response. I would leave also, but I do think getting up on stage, if somebody hits you that is on stage, you already crossed the board. Like, the fact that you are on stage, not in your seat where we contracted you to be, and I am only allowed to be up here, that's a threat.
Right.
And I think if somebody responded physically, we would have to understand a little bit. Why are you here?
If somebody attacks me, that's a different thing. But I'm just saying, if somebody comes on the stage,
I think the attack is you're on the stage. I'm allowed to call that a threat if you're on my stage.
Did you guys see the video some time ago where it's I feel like he was a comedian also, but he was playing an acoustic wooden guitar. And he's having some back and forth with somebody in the audience, and the audience member comes up aggressively looking, and the guy just takes his guitar, smacks him over the head like a movie. The whole crowd turns on the comic, and the comic's like, but you saw it. But you saw it. Yeah.
He rushed me, right? He attacked me, right?
You saw. Yeah, but still, at the same time, sit the fuck down. I wish you could do that. I think now you should be able to do that. Sit the fuck down. What are we doing?
By the way, I understand that, like, yes, I don't see a need where he hit you with a guitar. The thing is I don't know what I'm going to hit you with. I don't know what you have. So, like, if we're calling it a threat, we can't go, but not the guitar, you know?
Right.
That's right.
We can't
common sense, people, not a guitar.
Right.
No, I'm going to become a guitar comic just for this reason. I'm switching to being a guitar comic.
For weapon. I'm an axe comic.
Yeah,
I'm a gun comic.
I juggle knives now. That's what I do, just in case. I'm ready at all times.
No one's jumping up on those stages.
The guy that attacked Chappelle, Isaiah Lee, 23. Let's see. It wasn't right what Chris Rock said about Will Smith's wife, saying G.I. Jane. They said,
offensive.
"How did that offend you?"
Offensive.
And Isaiah said, "People told me it offended me, so it did." Lee said Smith was standing up for his wife during the infamous Celeb on Celeb Smack. Blah 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 blah. Let's see. I wanted him to know that next time he should consider first running his material by people it could affect. I wanted Dave Chappelle and people to know that these are things you need to be more sensitive about. The LGBTQ stuff and being homeless. I was homeless. I said his goal was to stand up for what he believed in. He also admitted the attack was also partially driven by a pursuit to raise his public profile as a budding rap star who goes. So that's, your case is still going on. But anyway.
Wait, did he really say that?
Yeah. The attack was partially driven by a pursuit to raise his public profile as a budding rap star. He going by the stage name #Trapper. And once put out a song about Chappelle.
This guy's going to be in the stand promoting his SoundCloud. Hey, make sure to follow me on SoundCloud, guys.
I'm not going to lie. It was a bit of clout chasing, he said. In Hollywood, they say there is no such thing as bad publicity. I rap about these things in my music, and I knew it would get attention. So, win-win.
This is true? He actually said this?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, this sounds so much like parody. That's hilarious. Mm-hmm. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I thought Keith was just kind of making shit up.
He insisted he doesn't have mental health issues, which, of course,
clearly.
No, he's just a dumbass.
You know how crazy people are always super aware of it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's being said Busta Rhymes and Jamie Foxx jumped him backstage immediately following the attack. I know I heard that video.
Be quiet.
Right. Well, Chappelle said, you can count on the share of Jamie Foxx and, Busta's out there stomping people. And you're like, well, I guess Chappelle's the snitch, right? I mean, we even heard audio where it's like, fuck him up. It's like, okay, well, that's why, somehow you're not going to get in trouble and this guy's going to get off less. Maybe you're not supposed to yell, fuck him up. You just kind of fuck him up real quick.
Yeah.
Right?
If only Chappelle would have had a guitar.
They were stomping on me all over and my ribs and said, "Are you stupid, kid? Why the hell did you do that?" I couldn't say anything because they kept kicking me. For a few days, it was hard to breathe. At one point, someone
laugh at that. That's so funny.
At one point, he deserves it. At one point, someone spit on me, but I don't know who.
Wow.
A few days after the incident, Chappelle's publicist told TMZ that Chappelle was just joking when he said Buster stomped on the assailant and you can count on Jamie Foxx. That was just talk. For misdemeanor assaults, it won't be a felony conviction. It'll be what's considered low-level battery charges.
Is that Is that
It would be
jail?
a bigger deal if it was a felony, but I think that they went. You know what? We hear you saying "fuck him up." We have video of Buster just literally stomping on a guy with his boots.
Right.
Let's just go to the wash, basically. How about that?
We all got everyone's walking away fair here.
Right.
The arm. Oh, remember the arm was so bad.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
They took off his arm, they ripped it off, and they put it on backwards in mockery.
Yeah, yeah. It looked like a Mr. Potato arm with when your kid puts it on backwards.
Doesn't know how to do it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when you said the guitar was bad?